prepared. Oh,
here we go.
Here we are. Hello. Welcome everyone. To our Thursday chat with the expert. And our expert today is my gorgeous friend, Melanie Taylor. She's been with me on this journey for a long time, and we have lots of memories and lots of evolving that we've done together. It certainly has been an evolving journey. Wouldn't you say, Mel?
Definitely, 100%.
And we've always had fun, but I think the level of fun we have now has just skyrocketed. So she has so many pearls of wisdom to share. I am so grateful for her to come and join the parents on our group and share her pearls of wisdom. So to start off, if you are watching us live, do say hello. Do say hello to Mel, say hello to me. Let us know where you're joining us from. Tell us what are your views on our topic today. So our topic is on non-negotiables. And to just share a little story about my own personal experience with non-negotiable, going back when I really struggled with my journey, being a mom, being a wife, having all these demands on me, not having done all of this inner work, the self-reflection, the self-awareness, the inner work, and all of this being curious about our own self and seeing the world and our kids as a reflection of ourselves. So going way back then, to be honest, Mel, I had no time for non-negotiables. My only non-negotiables were picking the kids from school, getting them up in the morning, making sure I had meals ready, making sure the right meals were ready for everyone in the family. My husband wanted his food a special way, the kids wanted them a special way, and just the whole chaos of trying to do everything, meeting everyone's needs was what my non-negotiable was. So I'm really curious to know. I know today that I come first and my non-negotiables begin with me. However, let's speak to the parents in the group. Where are you at in your journey? I'd love the parents to share in the comment section. Say replay if you're watching a replay, and Mel and I will come back and respond to your questions as well. So without further ado, please go ahead and share your wisdom with us and a little bit about your journey as well. How did you come to discover your non-negotiables?
Thank you, gorgeous. That's probably where I was going to start. Because let's be honest, putting yourself first is not something that we were ever taught to do. For me, it was a very foreign concept, and I only learned through struggle, through hardship, through burnout, through breakdown, that I needed to learn to put myself first. And my journey comes from being a palliative care nurse. So I used to had the very profound privilege of looking after people that were dying at home. I was a palliative care oncology, so cancer and palliative care nurse for 18 years. And so I was very privy to a lot of information and seeing what impact the stress response has on the body physically and emotionally and mentally and spiritually, and how it's detrimental to our health. And I suppose that takes me back to my lesson, my journey, where I saw that if I didn't change my way of being and start to love myself and look after myself and put myself first, then I'm very clear that I would have ended up with some sort of cancer, because I was very much a human doing. I was very stressed, very overwhelmed, and I had a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, and a lot of inflammatory responses in my body, which was showing that I had so much stress. And so thankfully I had a breakdown. The best thing that ever happened to me was my breakdown in 2010 when I was doing academia and working 2 jobs and studying and human doing, looking after everybody else, no time for me, but purposefully. So this is probably a point I want to make. It's not that we don't have time for ourselves, it's that we don't make time for ourselves because we're so addicted to busy and we don't actually want to be on our own. So I didn't want to be on my own because I had such an itty bitty committee in my head going on saying, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, blah, blah, blah. So I created so much busyness so that to try to dull that noise.
Great point for parents. That's what we do. That's what I did. The whole, when I look back, all that busyness was really created by me. So great question, parents. Yes, you're busy. And I also wore my busyness as a badge of honor, that when I met other parents, oh, I'm so busy. And if I found that I wasn't busy, something was wrong. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't doing enough. I wasn't a good enough parent. So thank you for pointing that out. Great point.
You're welcome. And it's to give ourselves, to find recognition through other people saying, oh my God, you poor thing. Wow, you are so busy. So then we get energy from it because we're not giving that energy to ourselves. So I did learn through burnout, through destruction, through pain, through suffering to start to learn to put myself first. And I had to also switch my achiever mode. So being a high achiever, I was very good at achieving in doing energy, in academia, in all sorts of things. So the shift for me was to start to achieve in self-love, start to achieve in self-care. So then that became my priority. And well, I, like you know, being a mentor for others, I had no idea how to do it. I had a concept that you should love yourself, but I didn't know how to do that. And it wasn't in my reality, born up in the country, Catholic, put everyone else first, put yourself last. So
it would also be fair to say, Mel, that we just modeled what our mums did and what our parents did. So we can't really blame ourselves for, a lot of parents feel that guilt that, oh, I know I need to do this. I know I need to put time, but I just can't get myself to do it. And then they are stressed out when they are having this big outburst with their kids. And they know where it comes from, but there is that missing link. And I just want parents to know that have compassion with yourself. This was modeled to you. They say that parenting does not come with a manual. It does, unfortunately. And the manual is handed down to you from the unconscious way that you were parented.
Yeah, that's such a beautiful point. And just to give you some facts and figures behind that, 98% of our modeling is through observation, and that's where our habits and behaviors come from. So when I started doing the work and I really unpacked it, I was the perfect replica of my father and the perfect replica of my mother. Like I modeled them so well. Of course, they taught me wonderful things, but the subconscious mind likes to focus on a lot of the fears and the stresses and those habits and behaviors too. So so fortunate for me, I was over in Nepal, being the giver that I was, doing volunteer work over there after I finished university. And I spent 2 weeks in a room with one of my dear friends and colleagues that was a nurse and spoke about this mentor that she was seeing. And she spoke about how it had impacted her life, how it had changed her life, and how she had all these limiting beliefs. And I was actually aware through my burnout just 6 months previous that I did have limiting beliefs, that I was driven by I'm not good enough. My achieving, academia and ducks in the class looked good on paper, but it was actually all driven by I'm not good enough, and I couldn't enjoy or celebrate myself. So I started to be mentored back in 2011, and here I am today, now a mentor, and continue to be mentored because there's so much more to learn about ourselves. And I suppose I got fascinated in myself and took on this journey of personal development and learned how to love myself. But I had to get into the subconscious mind and, as you know, all the beautiful inner child work to shift those.
I also want to share that this gorgeous Mel, besides being my friend, has also been my mentor and such a big part of this journey of what I'm doing. So just want to honor you there, Mel.
Thank you, gorgeous. It's been an absolute honor, absolute privilege.
You're amazing.
And I just feel so grateful to have come across metaphysics. And I work with Dr. Rosemary McCallum. I have for 7 years. And the inner child work, because that's when you get in to change the programming that's in the brain. And if you don't get into the subconscious mind, then you're always pushing against yourself, and it won't be your fault, but you won't be able to change yourself. You'll start. That's why a lot of people start New Year's Eve, right? I'm going to do this. and they start and they can go for 1 week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, but then they'll fail because their subconscious programming will come in and go, oh, no, that's not how we do it.
Just to relate with what we teach in Empowered Parenting is parents are always doing their best given the knowledge they have. So they are limited by our knowledge of ourselves, our knowledge of what is possible, and knowledge of the inner child work and the influences that our own upbringing have had. So we are doing our best. Every parent is doing the best given the knowledge they have. So your only responsibility to be that best parent is to increase that knowledge.
Yes, beautifully said. And just to know that your habits and behaviors come from your subconscious mind, which is 95% of how your day is showing out, and you can't even see it. So you've only got 5% of your conscious mind. So we're always working against ourselves until we get into the subconscious mind, and then that can start to work together, the conscious and the subconscious. So that's how we start to get progress. But it can feel like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, well, probably 100 steps back when you're not getting into to change the programming. Yeah, that's the key to success.
Lovely. So share with us those non-negotiables, Mel. I'm just looking for comments. I can see 5 comments have come through on our live, but my skills are limited to know what they are. So you keep going and
I'll keep going.
Get to know.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's dive into the non-negotiables. Yeah.
And I think the best one to share through my own self-discovery and effectiveness from my own pain is the best non-negotiable ever is a daily practice of 5 minutes of deep breathing.
Yes.
So I'm just going to share my story. So I was after I started to be mentored. I started to put together a bit of science. I started to, of course, working in palliative care. I took myself on a journey of self-discovery because everyone was dying around me. I had depression, I was suicidal, and life just didn't make sense to me. But I had an awareness that I'm sure life's meant to be easy. I'm sure life is not meant to be this hard. So I started studying different philosophies and things. And I went to Brahma Kumaris. I did a 6-week course, and they talked a bit about science, parasympathetic nervous system, and something in that got me. And I thought, I reckon if I did a daily practice of 5 minutes of deep breathing, that this might change. Well, I probably didn't know change my life, but this might help me with my anxiety. I had very severe anxiety, sick feeling in my stomach every day. So, and I'm very stubborn, which is great. It's one of my superpowers. So I decided on September the 1st, I was going to do a daily practice of 5 minutes of deep breathing. I just set my alarm on my phone, and I just sat there and took deep breaths. Nothing fancy, no in and out, just deep breathed.
Wow.
It was very, very challenging at times because I was very much a human doing very wide in my adrenals and my stress response. So even sitting there for 5 minutes some days was very challenging, but my stubborn came in and I'm like, I'm not giving up. I'm going to do this. So I got to day 30, and for 2 hours after that, I had no anxiety.
Wow. So hold on, 2 hours, you just had no anxiety for 2 hours after doing your practice for 30 days?
For 30 days. So the reason I share this is what happens is after 30 days, or some people say 28, whatever, I always work on 30-day cycles, the feedback loops in your basal ganglia, which are your habit loops, actually shift and change. So after that repeated showing up, I was building new pathways. At day 30, it was anchored in, and then I was accessed in the parasympathetic nervous system, which is a relaxation response.
Yeah.
And so then my body actually relaxed. And so I felt relaxed for 2 hours, having not felt relaxed for most of my life.
Most of your life. So that is a big achievement. Yeah.
It was a miracle. I cried. I was like, I don't have anxiety. It was a magic pill that I've been looking for. So then I continued with that. I increased. I went to twice a day. Then I started to bring in other non-negotiables. And now I haven't had anxiety for, well, years. But it was the biggest miracle for me because I was physically sick with it every single day ever since I was a young child.
What are some of your non-negotiables, Mel?
So always, I now do 6 minutes. I start with 6 minutes deep breathing, and then I do a meditation after that. The other one is mirror work. So powerful because your parasympathetic nervous system sits in your limbic system, your emotional center behind your eyes. So it takes about 20 seconds, just looking into your eyes and passing unconditional love every morning builds the safety in that emotional.
That can easily be a non-negotiable. 20 seconds. It doesn't really take, 6 minutes of breathing. Parents, are you hearing? Tell me. It's really that simple. And yes, we are short of time, but what Mel's sharing with us is something that we can do. I'm just hearing that from you and saying achievable.
Yes.
6 minutes of breathing, meditation. I think you can even start with 5 minutes and then build on that. Is that all right, Mel? A lot of parents would struggle with even having to stop and to meditate. And a lot of parents do go through anxiety because they feel like they've got so much they need to accomplish.
And I'm not a big fan of the word meditation because it already brings in a whole lot of judgments. I can't stop thinking. I don't have time to do that. And I think, you especially as high achievers, we want to do it right. But there's actually no right way to do it. That's why I'm passionate about deep breathing, because you can do it as messy as you like. There's no perfect, but 5 minutes every day, just deep breathing accesses the vagus nerve in the bottom of the stomach to turn on that relaxation zone. So I feel like meditation is something that came in for me later. After I was more anchored in the relaxation zone. Journaling is really, really powerful. Just writing out how you feel. I always ask myself, how are you feeling this morning? Lately, it's been amazing. And so I'm heightening that, those feelings. Sometimes I'm not feeling great, and I honor that for myself as well. And I always feel a shift as I'm just kind and allow that, emotion to release. And then the other thing is gratitude. But it's for self. Honoring. I write down 3 things in the morning, but I write down 3 things at night to finish off my day, to honor what I'm proud of myself for, 3 things that I've done well. And that's a real game changer, because that increases your self-worth, your self-confidence, and you start to notice what you're doing well rather than what you're not doing, which starts to get you different results as well.
That's brilliant. And how would you say, or what tips do you have for the busy parent to fit this into their day? Because they probably already have a morning routine, which involves waking kids up, getting lunch boxes packed.
So the best thing to say is your kids don't listen to what you say, they watch what you do. If you won't do it for you, do it for your kids, because then they will model you, and then it will become their normal. Self-care, self-love. That just, like, I know with my clients and things, and their kids start to do mirror. Mom, I want to do mirror work too. Can I do mirror work? Yes, you can. Mom, can I sit and deep breathe with you? Yes, you can. Absolutely. So if you're not ready to do it for yourself, do it for your kids, because then this will be their normal. Then we'll have little geniuses out in the world. Their full genius brain will be open because their right brain won't get shut down from their heart, from all the traumas. Just that's the biggest thing to remember, and anchor it onto something you're already doing. To form a new habit, attach it to an existing habit. Wonderful. Oh, you shared so many beautiful pearls of wisdom with us, Mel. I would love for the parents on the group to share what is one aha moment that you had from what Mel shared with us today. What is one thing you're going to go away and say, that's what I'm going to do? And as she said, do it for your kids. We think that we are not worthy enough to do it for ourselves, but we always find a way to make it worthy enough for our kids. I work with so many parents who have passed on anxiety, passing on from their own upbringing, and they can watch it, and it pains them and hurts them to watch their child go into anxiety at such a young age. And so our kids, we know, are modeling us. So let's be consistent and let's be deliberate about bringing in these behaviors that they can go away and happily model. So thank you so much, gorgeous. I've loved having these few moments with you. How can the parents in the group contact you? Do you have an event coming up that you want to put into the comment section below, and parents can find you and find out more about what you do? Beautiful. Yes, well, we've got a free workshop coming up, how to live in the miracle zone.
Wow.
So talking more about this and how to embody new habits and behaviors. So yeah, we'll share the link below, and it'd be lovely to spend an hour with all these beautiful, amazing parents.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you, parents. Remember, Mel is amazing. She's got so much more value to share. So do click on the link below, register. Do you have free tickets for the parents?
Oh yeah, oh yes. It'd be my privilege
Absolutely.
and honor, and just to share that time. And yeah, it's because my why I get out of bed every morning is to prevent and cure disease. So, and I know that implementing these daily non-negotiables is actually preventing and curing disease, so that we can live longer and enjoy life.
And enjoy more special moments with our kids and our families, and our loved ones. Yes. Wonderful. We have an event coming up too next week, and it's called, we're really taking parenting to the next level. We're doing parenting from your higher self. So what is it? What does it take to parent from your higher self? So we're really stepping it up. We're taking parents there. So there's the link in the comment section there already to come and join us next Tuesday, 7 p.m. for find out what parenting from your higher self is all about. Thank you, Mel. Loved having you, and look forward to having you in our group again.
Yes.
So enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Love you. Thank you.